아직 이곳을 나갈 수는 없어.
I still cannot leave this place.
끝까지 나는 자유롭지 못하네.
Even at the end of all this, I cannot be free.
분수에 맞지 않는 꿈을 품어서는 안 된다는 거야?
Am I not allowed to have a dream that is beyond my means?
젠장 불안 눈물.
Damn it, the purple tear.
이딴 방식으로 일을 처리할 줄이야.
Can't believe this is how she handled it.
뭐가 어떻게 된 거야? 이 연기들은 뭐고?
What the hell happened? What is all this smoke?
믿을 수밖에.
Guess I will have to trust her.
한 번만 말할게.
It says English, but it's still in the other language. So till then, like if it comes to English voiceover, I will stop talking. Till then, I will only say this once.
난 복잡하게 돌려서 말하는 것을 정말 싫어해.
I despise verbose and roundabout speech that doesn't get straight to the point.
그러니까 괜히 말 늘리지 말고 묻는 말에만 대답해.
So don't try to get verdict, just answer my questions.
물론 질문도 하지 마.
You don't get to question me either.
넌 어디서 그리고 어떤 목적을 가진 채 이곳에
Where did
어떻게
you come
들어왔지?
from? How did you enter this place and for what purpose?
뭐야? 넌 누군데?
Well, who are you too?
아, 속이 메스껍고 울렁거리는데.
Oh boy, I'm suddenly getting all nauseous.
내 다리.
Ah, my leg.
난 경고했고 넌 어겼어. 다시 한번 물어볼게.
I warned you and you crossed the line. Let me ask you one more time.
넌 어디서 그리고 어떤 목적으로 이곳에 그리고
Where did you
어떻게
come from?
들어왔지?
How did you enter this place and for what purpose?
그냥 길을 걷다가 정신을
I was
차려보니
just walking
여기였어.
around and ended up here
어떻게
before I
들어왔는지
even
몰라.
realized I have no idea how I got here.
오른쪽
Damn it.
다리에서 피가
Blood
줄줄
gushing out
나오잖아.
of my right leg. I
이런
swear I
영문도 모르는
wasn't
곳에
trying
올
to
생각은
trespass.
전혀 없었다고.
I don't even know where this is. This is getting weird. I woke up around 1 p.m. Started walking around the streets of District 13 since I was just out and about. I figured I could go wherever I want. So I decided to drop by Ham Pang Pang. Had they served a weekly special sandwich. Anyway, I had bills to pay. I got no jobs and had to make a living somehow as one man of here. You dragged on too long. I'll be taking your left arm and left leg next. You have no purpose, then you don't even know how you got here. Just who are you? Just an ordinary fixer who is hit rock bottom. What the hell is this place and who are you? Come on, taking two limbs at once is cheating. I'm the one asking questions. Your name? Roland. Good, welcome to the library. We have yet to serve any guest, but then you suddenly appeared out of nowhere. It took me quite a bit of effort designing this library to ensure that no uninvited guest could enter, you see? Damn it, these limbs were all I had. I don't have any cash or mortgage to get new ones anymore. Seems he's fainted. Wake up. My legs, my arms. Wait, they are all intact again. You should be able to swing your arms and walk again. And I made a few readjustments to your body to make it a bit easier to use. Although you did trespass on my library, I also took your limbs away without your consent, so I'm giving you this as an apology. I'm quite patient and generous, you see. Patient my ass. Am I really supposed to be thankful for this? And your warning isn't in effect anymore, right? Nope, not anymore. I had a few thoughts while you were knocked out. And here's my conclusion. You will help me out here. What? Huh? Do syndicates these days kidnap people this way too? Or is this one of the wings? I heard rumors that they abduct test subjects from here and there for singularity is research. An acquaintance of mine apparently began jumping between dimensions as a side effect of one of those experiments. My life really is an unlucky mess. This is a library. I don't know the syndicate you are talking about, but this place isn't a wing at least. Doesn't really matter. Whatever the case, I'm trapped here and you will exploit me, right? Yes, I'm letting you live for two reasons. First, I need an analysis of how you could enter this place uninvited. Sending you back or neglecting you without knowing the reason could pose a significant threat to the library. Well, it's not like you can live without my permission anymore. Second, from now on, I will collect books about the city in search of one absolute book. And I want you to help me with this process. Since you are a resident of the city, I expect you to be helpful in various ways. I knew this would happen to me someday. People would disappear without trace, only to be found as chunks of flesh much later. I used to laugh at those poor folk for being careless and unlucky, but now I see it has nothing to do with carelessness or anything. Just happens without a moment's notice. Don't be too concerned about your life. You are not allowed to die here unless I permit you to. Damn it, so this was a crazy laboratory sort of deal. Do you like sow random stuff like corn kernels and clockwork into people's stomach and turn them into walking popcorn, spewing popcorn machine man or something? Lots of gibberish. This has got to be the worst. I would much rather die and be over with it all. If you spout such nonsense one more time, I will gladly turn you into a human popcorn machine as you wish. I have already gone through so many cycles of bullshittery, responding to every bit of meaningless rubbish. Sorry, ma'am. Let me introduce myself properly. My name is Angela. I am the head librarian and director of this library. Angela, that's a good name. So what am I supposed to do? Your role is to welcome the guest invited to the library. I will carefully determine what guest to invite and write an invitation accordingly, and you will entertain the guest once they accept the invitation and arrive at the library. Since you have actual experience working as a fixer, I am sure you will be able to give the various type of guest a much better reception than I could. I am just a washed up grade 9 fixer though. What's this reception all about anyway? Do I catch their eyes or be a waiter for them or something? It's simple, you just have to deal with the guest, in a physical manner of course. The library presents the guest with an ordeal and books will open up in the process. The guests who have overcome the ordeal will be deemed worthy to earn their books. There is the possibility that you may die in the process of reception, but it's only temporary. You will get back up when the library closes. No one here may rest without my permission. Do you happen to have some weird fantasies about fixers? Aren't you expecting too much from grade 9? I'm not as talented as you seem to think, you know. That's none of my business. I have prepared a manual for you, so go ahead and figure things out yourself. I think I get the gist of it now, so how does this invitation exactly work? Open up the invitation and register the books you wish to serve to your guest. And next, the invitation will be naturally sent to those who need the books. That's it. Sounds a bit too easy. The invitation is another carefully crafted work of mine, much like the library. Yes, think of it as a compass. It would be easier to understand that way. A compass, as in the tool that tells directions. That's right, the invitation will guide me toward the one book that I truly wish to obtain. And sometimes, the invitation may turn red according to the books you have registered. A red invitation indicates that it can be sent to the special guest who will unravel the next part of the story. Until we register the books that match what the red invitation wants, our journey will be halted for a bit. But there is no guarantee that the guest will always respond to the invitation, right? In fact, there is. They are destined to come. And the guest will accept the invitation of their own will and enter the library. That's surprisingly polite and fair for something that takes place in this city. Most of the time, people's lives are taken away by others without any consent or agreement. Well, anyway, once we get those books, what comes next? The library is a place of limitless possibilities. Even I cannot fathom the infinite space and power of this library just yet. That's why I wish to complete the library by fulfilling the space with books. And I will get in my hands the one perfect book that will complete me and my library. The perfect book, huh? I suppose those books are different from the ones I know. Okay, so if you guys heard that music, then there is no copyright claim. If you didn't hear and it's silent, then I have probably muted the music because of copyright claims that I would get after uploading. The second thing, I will try to, do that voice. Maybe now it is in English, hopefully. If it's not, then I will just keep the voice completely down for full game. I think this is a simulation card deck building kind of game. We'll see. Okay, choosing guest. A reception begins by sending an invitation to guest whom you want to invite. Canard 1, 2, 3. Wait. Select an official episode you would like to play. I cannot select anything else. So this is the episode. The set of books required to begin the episode. Book of something. I will need at least one book, which I already have. The list of books currently in the library's possession. There is only one book. The final preparation for invitation. So I select the book and then I send the invitation. Anything else? Do anything else? Wait, did I just started the whole scene again?
아직 이곳을 나갈 수는
Yeah,
없어.
so let's try skip. What happens? Okay. So forget about that. Let's do this. Book select. One book. And send invitation. When you're ready to send the invitation, press the button to proceed. Okay?
야, 꾸물거리지 말고 빨리 담아.
Okay,
시바이
so there
협회놈들이
is
언제
no
올지
English
몰라.
voiceover. It's all in Japanese, I think, or Chinese. Don't know which language is this. I will just keep it completely silent and I will try to read whatever it is. Okay, so Pete says, "Hey, hurry up and scrap them up now. Those sway goons might arrive any second." Lenny says, "I'm doing my best here. I just can't seem to get a clean rip of his guts, and contents of this guy are really different. I have never even heard of body modification procedure that does this." Mangchi says, "Something's off about these organs. They are looking really strange." Pete says, damn it, their footsteps are getting closer. Forget about clean cuts, just pull them out and take them. At this rate, our heads are gonna get nicely chopped off our body. Lenny says, why does he have this kind of stuff in his body? Pete says, whatever, just take them, we are out of time. Mangche says, just about done. Pete, now run. Lenny says, phew, that was close. Mangche says, you are a bold one, Pete. Going for gut harvest in a territory managed by Zwei. Pete says, these are the only jobs we have left. We have to climb up by any means necessary, whatever it takes. You know my dream, right? To become one of the fingers of the backstreets. Mangchi says, I'll admit, it's rare to see someone with a dream these days. Let's sell off these guts we have heard first. We gotta prepare enough cash to offer to the stray dogs. Pete says, true, this could be our chance to join an urban legend class syndicate. Alright, time to check out the harvest. Hey, is this a joke? You saw you scraped up the right stuff? Lenny says, I told you, this guy didn't have a single proper organ inside him. Pete says, I expected innards soaked in drugs like enkephalin at worst. These are damaged too badly, it's almost like someone already blew them up. Mangchi says, we only dosed him with anesthetics, didn't do no harm. Pete says, this doesn't make sense. How could he have walked around with these messed up organs? Mangchi says, what if it's one of those, you know, rumor says there's a guy who skewers and threads people alive to turn them into dolls. Pete says, yeah, I've heard of that too, but look at the state of these things. Not the case at all. I hear those dolls are made by threading flesh and bones together, but this son of a bitch didn't have any scars or stitches showing outside. Mangchi says, now that I think about it, there was a round organ symbol on the back of his neck. I thought it was a tattoo at first, but he didn't seem like the type to have one. He was a desk working dweeb. Pete says, symbols? Tattoos? Damn it, please don't tell me we poked the wrong beehive. Lenny says, besides that, he also had this envelope in his body. Pete says, what the hell is an envelope doing in a human body? This keeps getting worse, give me that. An invitation to a library? What's this about? Mangchi says, books? We can get books from the library? What a bunch of nonsense. Lenny says, it was a flop after all. The payment is due tomorrow. We got 7 hours to be exact. That's too little time for another run of gut harvesting. Pete says, we are heading to the library as the invitation says. I don't know what this book thing is, but we are out of options. We gotta take any chance we get. Mangchi says, isn't this just suicide? We don't know what kind of place it might be. Pete says, can't be any worse than dying to the stray dogs or the Zwei Association. We are screwed anyway. Shut up and follow me if you want to leave. Roland, so I think that's our character. It says, what was that we just saw? Angela, she's the director of library. She says, fragments of the invitation process. We can take a peek at the stories of our upcoming guest. Roland says, didn't take you for a peeping Tom. Angela says, it's more convenient to know what kind of guest will visit us in advance, isn't it? Besides, this is the invitation's will, not mine. Roland says, that's a splendid thing you got there, ma'am. Fries upon people and kidnaps them too. A perfect tool for crimes. Heck, if the invitation can do all that, why don't we just skip the whole reception part? Can't we just teleport them right into a room full of traps or something? Angela says, I cannot do that. We can only take a peek when it has been decided that the guests are coming here of their own volition. Angela says, and the invitation's power isn't wholly mine either. I'm simply borrowing it. Roland says, yeah, no way anything can go so smoothly in the city. Angela says, they are desperate guests. Roland says, tell me, was the invitation responsible for that symbol and internal damage as well? Angela says, what? Not a chance. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened. The invitation simply finds a way to those who need it. Roland says, that means those weird happenings were someone else doing. I've never seen that kind of phenomenon back when I was a fixer. It's like something from Ruins. Angela, Ruins? Roland, I don't know a whole lot either. I only heard stories of it. Should I describe it as magic? That kind of stuff exists in Ruins, apparently. Angela says, in any case, we simply greet our guest. They seem to be low class, but oh well. Roland says, those are probably a bunch of lowly gangsters from the backstreets. We call them rats. Groups of half-aged thugs that barely qualify as syndicate. They don't have money or power. They are losers who only think about making ends meet day by day. I might have just roasted myself here. Angela says, the backstreets. I know of them. Roland, you do? Angela, someone I know was from the backstreets. Roland, well, there's nothing special really. The backstreets stretch all over the city like veins. Heck, it might actually be tougher to find someone who isn't from the backstreets. Here comes Pete, the rat. So this is a library. Looks fancier than I thought. Lenny, could be a bunch of valuable things here. Angela says, greetings dear guest, this is the library. And I am Angela, the librarian of my role's namesake. You may find what you desire here, but you also may end up yielding your precious possession to us. Pete says, you the owner of this place. We are allowed to take whatever we want here, right? Angela says, indeed, you may earn books to be exact. If you are able, of course. Manche says, are those books things really worth a load though? Angela says, of course they can be, if the information they hold is valuable. Pete says, Manche, beggars can't be choosers. We gotta cling on to anything we can find. Angela says, may you find your book in this place then. Okay, so this is the battle tutorial. Librarian info. Information about the librarians who will participate in the reception. So I think we can choose up to 5 people later on, but right now we are only one, the Roland. You can view detailed information about the selected character. So since we are the Roland, patron, librarian, Jan works page. It's I think health is 30, damage is 30, health is 15, and dice 1 to 4. So luck or maybe attack. I don't know what it is. But normal, weak, fatal, normal, weak, fatal. There is not that much information. And combat pages. So I think these are the cards. You can check the list of combat pages the selected characters will use in the reception. Okay. Now these are the guests. All the details, info on the guests that have accepted the invitation to the library is shown here. Wait, I didn't want to do that. Lights, camera, action. Press the button to start the battle when you have finished reviewing all available information. Light attack. So we have 2 light attack, 2 light defense, charge and cover 2, focus strike 2, 3 focus strike. Okay, so this is slash damage resistance, normal, pierce damage. So for our character, slash is normal. Blunt, if someone do the blunt, we are weak. And wait, slash normal, pierce weak, blunt probably gonna kill us. Stagger damage, and this is for the stagger. We'll see what it means, I think, once the round starts. They have all the information. Let's start doing that. Begin stretch play. What are combat pages? The text describes the ability of the page usually activated upon use. In combat, 3 types of offensive cards exist, each corresponding to a different damage type. Slash icon represent when an offensive die with this icon is played, a slash type attack will perform. Playing an offensive die with pierce icon will perform a pierce attack, and offensive die With blunt icon, we perform blunt attack. Dice abilities. The abilities of an action die written on its right. Okay. When the die is played based on its condition, most abilities activate when the attack hits the target or the die wins in a clash against an opposing die. Okay, so it depends on the luck. I think we need to restart some, like after save for some time, or maybe retreat battle once we are failed to win. During battle, using combat pages needs a resource called light. The amount of light the character currently has is indicated by the number of yellow icons above them. Okay, so this kind of icon. When the scene begins, press the space bar to roll the speed dice. Hey, come on, bring it already. Okay, so this is what everyone was saying. Speed dice. A higher speed value offers the following advantage. If the enemy speed is lower than yours, you can redirect their attack to you. Characters with higher speed value will act first. Please select the speed dice on the Librarian. How do I select the speed dice? No. Librarians combat pages. This is the Librarians hand of combat page. Okay, cards, please select one of them. Charge and cover, focus strike. Let's get on with charge and cover first. Now select the speed dice of opposing character to charge to target with the attack. Let's do the monkey. Quick mode. By pressing Q or clicking on the icon, you can toggle quick mode. In quick mode, the action dice are rolled automatically during battle, allowing combat to play out smoothly. When quick mode is off, the player must manually roll the action dice in each engagement by clicking or pressing space. Auto-selecting combat pages. By pressing P or clicking on the icon, you can automatically fill the Librarian speed dice with the combat pages in their hands. Targets are randomly determined. This makes the battle proceed quicker at the cost of precision and strategy. I think for most of the time I will end up doing auto selecting. Not for the tutorial part, but later on. Targeting display. These are the visual indicators showing who the Librarian and guest are currently targeting for attack. Toggle them by pressing 1, 2, 3. Enemies, classes, Librarians on the keyboard or by clicking on the icons. I'm ready now. By pressing the spacebar or clicking on the icon above the speed dice have been rolled, you can begin the combat phase. When only one of the two opposing characters has dice to play, a one-sided attack occurs. This happens when a character targets an enemy that isn't targeting them back. Only offensive dice are played in one-sided attack. The defensive dice will be retained until the scene ends or an enemy attempts a one-sided attack. When both characters in an engagement have a dice to play, a clash occurs. This usually occurs when the speed dice or two characters target each other. Retained defensive dice or counter dice may also possess clash. In a clash, the result of actions are determined by comparing their rolls. Offensive dice can only deal damage equal to the roll. By winning the clash, interaction between defensive dice follow the rules on the next page. Okay, block device, no, not device, dice. Winning the clash versus offensive dice, complete blocks the damage, stagger damage. Losing the clash, offensive dice mitigates incoming damage by the roll value. Winning a clash deals stagger damage, roll value. Evade dice, winning a clash versus offensive completely negative. This is okay. Resolving books. Taking physical damage will decrease the character's HP indicated by the red gauge. When the HP of Librarian or guest is brought down to 0, they will die. Guests who meet their demise in the library will be resolved into books. The higher the guest's emotion level was, the more likely they are to yield books in greater quantity or quality upon death. Even if a librarian dies during combat, they will rise again once the reception is over. Okay, so even if we fail the battle, we can just try again. I think that's what it means. shouldn't get. Let's do the focus strike on this person. And then I think initiate the combat. A character may inflict or receive two types of damage: physical damage and stagger damage. Attack with stagger damage will reduce the target's stagger resist on hit. When stagger resist hits 0, the character falls into stagger state. This is indicated by broken speed dice. A staggered character will receive fatal damage from all forms of attack, cannot act for the rest of the current and next scene, cannot restore light at the beginning of the next scene, cannot drop pages at the beginning of the next scene. Character restore 1 light after staggering an opponent. So basically, if it's stagger, you just die. I think that's what it means. Lenny only have 2 health. So he died, and we got the book of the red. I'm not reading all these things, but I'm not sure like whether I need to or not. Didn't have much expectation for you anyway. Shouldn't get agitated no matter how tense the situation might be. Whatever. Let's try. Well, actually, quick mode is already on. So who cares? Let's not take any risk. Curtain call for the reception of rats. Okay, so I think because it was tutorial, it was not that hard, and going forward we will get much harder battle. Anyway. Spoils of battle. You can check the books you have obtained from reception here. If you have failed the reception, this part will show the books you have lost instead. Okay, so there is penalty for losing the battle. Once we lose, we will not die, or it won't be game over, but we will lose the books. Accessory to success. You can check the battle symbols your librarian have obtained from the reception here. I think we got headwear. Headwear 2 and headwear 3, 2% chance to put staggered damage for each type and HP plus 1. Conclude the reception and exit the stage. So we got lots of book of rats and emotional level bonus, 1 more book of rats. Let's do the curtain closed. Nothing going over here. Angela says, I wonder, is it so important for them to belong to a renowned syndicate? Roland says, it's all part of the city's life. You have to belong to a group, be it a syndicate or anything else. Living in the city gets too tough otherwise. Okay, so I think we unlock something. Floor of General Works open, level 1. You can now select the floor of General Works during reception. You can burn the books that you have obtained. Why would I burn the books? You can see what the books in your possession have to offer. These books are also used for inviting the guest of subsequent episode, so it is recommended to keep at least 1 copy in your possession. You can check the list of items that can be obtained from burning the books. Press the button to begin burning your books. You can burn up to 20 books at a time. how many books I have. Okay, so I have 10 books. But I can only burn one book right now because it's tutorial. Let's do it. When you burn book on a floor, you will see a lovely animation in that floor's color, and you may randomly obtain pages of that book. Burning a book yields different pages each time, based on chances. Yeah, I know. There are two types of pages you may acquire from books: key pages and combat pages. Key pages constitute a librarian's physics. They serve as equipment. Combat pages are the cards and technique used by librarians in battle. The rarity of page ranges from paperback, hardcover, limited to object art. Pages of higher grades are more powerful, although rarer to acquire when burning books. Also, key pages have set limit of how many can be owned at once, which depends on rarity. So I think it will be green, blue, yellow, red, or red and golden, something like that. So we got one Lenny's page, one Pete's page. We didn't got anything from, I think, that Maka-chan or whatever his name was. It does not seem that I need to select anything. Everything just goes into the inventory. So let's do the confirm. Let's burn 3 books this time. See what happens. Because I think it's green, blue, and this violet. Violet is rare. Okay, I got Manchi's page. Okay. Now, what is this? I don't want to burn any more books. The library invitation. What is credenza? I don't know. Patron librarians. Small stories. Check the episode of brief interaction between patron librarians. Rewatch the episode of the stories of your patron librarian. In the credenza, you can read and review various story content. Press each tab to switch to the list of the stories you would like to see. Click on the group of the guest and then click on the episode. You can watch the pre and post battle story segment for a group of guests. Read the story of the selected page here. So, Pete's page and Lenny's page, we can read their stories in each of these. So, most probably this is something like once you're done with the beta. Don't want to do that. Invitation, there is book of reds, there is book of something. What about the library? Please click a librarian on this floor to move to the combat page list. You can see the currently equipped combat pages here. This is a list of combat pages owned by the player. Okay, so I think I can check something and remove something. The thing is, mine are already good, or at least I like it, but let's remove one of that. And one of these. Then dirty blow. So let's take out light defense. Use dirty blow. And one charge and cover. What's this? Gut harvesting. Yes, so I think this is it. The other thing I'm worried about is maybe because it says cross 5, so after 5 times I use this card, maybe it will just go away or something like that. What about key page? This is the list of key pages currently owned by the player. That panel shows the information of the selected key page. You can check the deck, attack, combat books, passive abilities and resistance. The panel shows the information of the key page currently equipped by the library. Press the button to equip the key page to the library. Okay, I do not want to... let's equip. You can see the information of the newly equipped key page here. The deck of the combat page is bound to the key page. Make sure to configure the deck after changing key pages. Lenny 4222. And then I have to choose again. So let's try with this way. Got harvesting, focus, charge and core, wait. Yeah, so now I'm here, backstreet dash. Not backstreet. Strike away. Let's do this. Light defense, light. Okay, now where do I go? Here you can customize your librarian appearance and dialogues. You can check the battle symbols in the librarian's position. You can jump from the librarian information tab to the combat page tab. You can jump from librarian information to the key page tab. Okay, so library information has everything, like where you want to go, where you do not want to go. Key pages, combat pages, library. I cannot go anywhere down. What about Keter? Nothing happens even if I select the Keter. So I think we'll do the invitation, but next time.